Action!
The production of Tamaha is part of an awareness campaign to educate the Ghanaian public about microinsurance. The term microinsurance is used for insurance policies specially tailored to meet the needs of low-income households. They could include insurance against fire outbreaks for small-scale market sellers, educational policies to ensure a safe school career for one's children, or life policies to prevent families from drifting into extreme poverty should the breadwinner pass away. To be able to reach out to a large number of people from this target audience, each movie is created in the local dialect spoken in each production region. After previous films had been created in the Central Region, Accra, and the Volta region using the languages Twi, Ga, and Ewe respectively, Tamaha was shot in Tamale in the northern region of Ghana in the local dialect Dagbanli. The story of Tamaha is about a young girl called Rashida. One day, as she returns from school, she is shocked to learn about the tragic death of her father. Her grandmother and uncle are poor and cannot afford her school fees. As a result, Rashida is forced to drop out of school and instead sells cola nuts in the street to support her family. Alhaji, a wealthy man and business partner of her late father, had long set his eyes on her. Old enough to be Rashida's father, Alhaji realizes that he now has a chance to make the young girl his third wife. Hiding the fact that Rashida's father had actually contributed to an education insurance policy for his daughter before he died, Alhaji tries using his wealth to persuade Rashida's family to allow the marriage. After he corrupts Rashida's uncle with drinks and money, he seems to have achieved his goal. Little did he know that on the day of the marriage, the insurance agent would find out about his evil plot and his secrets would be revealed.
When I first wrote the script, as I said, I wrote it for the competition. Now I'd won the competition. The next thing is actually shooting the film. Now it's different.
Wow, this particular script, it went through a lot of processes, because after the first draft, we realized that the emotional, even though it was emotional, but it lacked a few stuff.
So my production manager, who is also the assistant director, did some changes to the script which were beautiful. So later, myself and Johannes, who is behind the camera, also did some more like a focus group discussion with the actor. So based on the research and the focus group discussion, it also informed the script. We got certain things, and then at the end of the day, we, completed the script.
It's a simple story that tells us what is insurance and how can insurance help you. You can get all this message just from this story alone without having to bore the audience with, yeah, so get an insurance cover, pay this amount of money, do this, do that, do that. You don't have to bore them with all of that. Just the story alone tells you exactly what it is, what it does, and how it benefits you.
Yul bo Rashida film map. Kan be in ya pa sen o yul Maria. So kan chen shukur ka tan nan kan ba ma ko kan ka sete.
We had a close-up of her at that point where she was really sad and she was crying. Now, that show was so beautiful because it came out so natural. The tears, I was looking at her from behind the camera and I almost cried myself. That's what I was saying earlier. She seemed like someone who was going through like pain before.
Some people were even crying.
I would cry when I see this.
Man, it's very
It's serious, huh?
it's very serious. What is this?
That's what I'm saying. That girl, she's, I mean, cut, start, and then the tears are coming again. Cut, and you know, I don't know, but she's good. And I would say that later I got to understand that she actually related, you know, to the story we were telling.
We realized the role the lady played. The lady dropped out from school because of her father died.
And ever since she's been wanting to go back to school, and someone wants to marry her right now, and she says no, she wants to go to school, but there's no money, you know. So it's like she is playing a role, which is actually her real life.
Ka be enforce maten en kuruku. Ne yan zwam buko enjo. Ne jo ma din to nan kar zo kar ma chaya.
Yes, that's one of our films. It's now coming soon. It's not yet.
So you are here, huh?
Yes, I'm here.
Chairman, so how many films have you been acting in?
Since I started, oh, I can't remember.
Can't remember.
At the time we were doing the audition, for me, and I'm sure for you also, Johannes, you didn't know that they were famous. I was thinking that, we were thinking they were amateur actors until we finished casting, and then we got to know that, hey, these guys are like the Tom Cruises and Jolies of Tamale, you know.
Everywhere we get to, people are just saying, Lawyer Burnley, hey, Lawyer Burnley. So, whoa, hey, man, this guy's a great actor, man. And we're proud to use Lawyer Burnley in this project.
Tamale also has its own film industry, which is very vibrant.
We are now in Mawa Films production. Edit most of our films. We do edit them here.
You know, they're making films every week. And those are the kind of films that these actors acted in. They are films that within 3 days you are done. You know, you can shoot about 10 scenes in a day, even more than 10 scenes in a day. And they didn't know the dynamics of filmmaking. They were just acting in front of the camera, and all that the camera had to do was record. So those were the kind of films these guys were acting.
Hey.
We can shoot a film, connect it to deck, and then at that time, those effects, and we can't do it at that time. But nowadays, you can be seeing me flying, or when I do this, you can see fire from. So there is change.
Well, that man, you know, I think he's like a Jacko or Jim Carrey, like a comic kind of actor. And I think it was quite interesting because giving this kind of person this role, I think when people watch the film, they will like him but hate him. From the beginning, he's a likable character until he begins to be very antagonistic. And then, you know, when he tries to rape the girl and all that, that's where he becomes really mean. And it was quite interesting the way he played the role, putting aside, like, merging his comic part with the serious part. So I found it very good.
My first film, they call it Garkatam Dam. Garkatam Dam. That is my name.
Okay.
Do you know the meaning of the Garkatam Dam?
No, please.
Anywhere I pass is chic. I have a lot of 70 films.
You did 70 films.
Yeah. I did more than that. I can't count it. Come on in.
In Tamale, just like in Kumasi, they typecast a lot. So if you play the role of a drunkard, you play a role of a drunkard in every film till you die. You know. So the grandmother became a hit after she played the role of a witch and a wicked woman. So, and that has been the role she's been playing ever since, a wicked woman.
A lot of people think that I'm a witch. They have been telling me.
I would say I was impressed because she was able to like put that role aside and to play this new and like role she's never ever attempted before.
Oh, Mariam too is another extraordinary actress. She also made it so easy. I don't know, she and Elijah together, you know, their scenes were always one of the easiest to shoot.
You can come in. This is where I live.
All right.
This is my normal place.
Okay.
I do go to farm small, and I do carpentering for my living. And acting is the role model for me as I know. That is the key thing I really like in my life.
Baba was really helpful. Like, I don't think we would have been able to get to where we got to if it wasn't for his help. Because apart from the fact that he acted in the film as the insurance agent, okay, he played a lot of behind-the-scene roles. At a point, he was more like even the assistant director because the people could not understand English. So I had to direct him to direct them, you know, and it was quite interesting. He really helped us. He helped us in finding the locations. He spoke to the people who were who owned those locations and everything. So for Baku Baba, it was really, really, really helpful. And without him, I don't think we would have been able to have things easy the way we did on set. Yeah.
And all of us, we was just like brothers and sisters.
It was so nice, friendly, both the characters, the cameraman, the director, the sound man, and you, of course, Johannes, you know. We work as a team, you know, we love each other.
That was brilliant. The energy in the group was positive throughout. And that was, for me, that's what kept me going. Even under the heat of Tamale, that was one thing that kept me going. There was no one time that anyone was angry or raised their voice or shouted. There was just positive energy throughout.
You know? Thank you. You know, Johannes, you know, ladies with motorcycles in the northern region, you know, it's nothing you can do away with it. It's so romantic and sexy. You know, the way they sit on the motorbike, you know, give that a special length. That motorbike is called Mapuka.
Thank you.
You get me? The way they push, you know, their waist in and their, you know, in quotation marks, their ass back. You get me? Good. And you know, they look so sexy on the motorbike, you know. Oh, we say, wow, Tamale is a loving place to be, man. God, hey, man, we got to marry in another region, man. They look so nice, and I think look at.